Sheldon Adelson, this is a case of a man putting his money where his mouth is. He doesn't like the president, and he doesn't like a lot of the president's pro-labor policies, and then also some of the overall government policies that deal with some of what the company is doing in Asia. But like you said, that being said, their stock price has risen from under $5 to in the mid-50s right now.
And as a large shareholder, that is partly the reason why we measure that his net worth has gone up so significantly.
Right, that's true, and that is really due to Asia. It's not, although Las Vegas Sands is a U.S.-based company, most of the company's growth is due to what's going on in Asia, specifically Macau, which, if you are in the gambling world, being in Macau makes you a kingmaker.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think they get something like 90% of their revenue from overseas, to the point where, I mean, I've even asked him personally, are you going to change the name of your company from Las Vegas Sands to Macau Sands? And I mean, he said absolutely not. But one thing, just getting back to politics and money, you pointed this out to me. The company paid a special dividend, right, before the end of the year, and this is extremely politically tied.
Right, it is. It is. So the company does pay a normal dividend. They've been doing that for a little while, but they did pay a special dividend of, I believe, $2.75 in December, and they rushed it to get it out. And the reason they did that was really they wanted to make a payout to their shareholders, he being the largest one, before the new tax regulations went into effect that would have penalized those shareholders more.
All right, and Brian, it's hard to talk about this company without talking about, you alluded to what's going on in Macau, but they're really facing some pretty big headwinds. I mean, there's a lawsuit, an employee there who was fired, who Adelson says basically is trying to just blackmail him by saying that essentially Foreign Service, the Protection Act, they're not doing business correctly in Macau is the takeaway.
Right. It all ties back to the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act, which in plain English says you as a U.S. company cannot bribe a foreign official in order to grease the wheels and get more business done. And these allegations
you can grease the wheels, you just can't have laws changed, right?
Right, you can do that, and you can't really bribe anybody. And it all ties back to what happened to really get the license to gamble in Macau, and were they doing things essentially that were illegal in order to do that?
All right, as far as visibility on this suit, I mean, when is it expected to be settled? And then obviously it's not hurting the share price right now, but do you have visibility on the lawsuit?
Well, so this is something, one of the two lawsuits actually outstanding was settled and got kicked back out, so that's ongoing. The other suit, I don't know when it's going to be done. What normally has happened with some of these violations is they end up resulting in fines. Now, the fines can be substantial, but at the end of the day, that's not a worst-case scenario. What you really want to think about is, could the U.S. gaming regulators get involved at that point if something does come up?
All right, and as you've pointed out, obviously, at least at the moment, certainly not hurting the stock.
Exactly.